Hi, my name is Terrence, and this is my submission for the data science file. So the task was to do some exploratory data analysis, fill in missing values, and a few other visualizations of the data. So to start off with, selecting a data set, I went with this line of code that Miss JL had showed us earlier that shows us how to generate just like a random data set. So while this is not a real data set, if I keep changing this random seed number here, I will always get a different set of values. So next I just did some exploratory, found out what data types are here. I graphed, next I graphed the data. So I take a little second here. So yeah, we have, some scatter plots and some his plots here. Then I filled the unknowns, these nans, nans are unknown values, and so I just ran the command fill NA, and I filled it with 0. And it has to be 0 and not a string because later I'll be doing some math with this data set. So boom, any unknowns, like for example, we had an unknown on 28. We now go to 28, it's all zeroed out. So next is the machine learning, and this is where that math I was talking about comes in. To do it's called a Y test and X test. Essentially, we're going to first split our table here. So this is the X side of the table, our two columns, customer rating and shipping time are here. And on the Y side, it's just the order value. So, and here's the test environment. I gotta set that up. So a few imports, the train test bin, and import the linear model. Then make the linear model, and then fit the model here. So here's where the machine's prediction comes in. Um, it's just going to take our model and dot predict. And these are the numbers that the machine came up with. And then the Y test is our actual values that the machine should have got to. So as you can see, it has 1, 7 here, and we have 1, 2. So it's pretty far off. And then the next one is zeros. This is not zeros. And then here's our calculations. Now, this calculation is going to show us how far off the machine was. It gives us like a percentage essentially. Well, not really, not a percentage, but it gives us a scope of how far off our machine was. So here is where we'd want it to be at, and here is where it actually is. So yeah, it's pretty 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 off machine. Okay. Welcome back. I forgot this visualization that I really like. It's a correlation. So it just takes all of our columns, and the amount of correlation they have to each other will be represented by a number and by a color. The darker the color, the less correlation. And as you can see, order, like if you wanted to read this order value is going to be 1 because it's the same. So of course the correlation will be 100%. But when you go order value customer rating, it goes down to 0.19. So the customer's rating does not scale based on how much they ordered, which makes sense. Uh, the shipping time and days in the order value obviously correlate. The more stuff you ship to wherever you're shipping it to, if there's more of it, it usually will take longer to pass inspections or whatever the case may be. But yeah, this is a pretty useful chart. It just came back to mind, so I decided to add it at the end.